Hi, everyone. My name is Pamela. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm an admissions officer here with UC San Diego. We want to first thank you for joining us and welcome you to the presentation today. We will be covering a lot of different topics, everything from academics and our student profile to admission requirements in our unique college system. A lot of information to share with you today, but before we get started, a little housekeeping. You are encouraged to take screenshots during the presentation, and I did want to highlight our hours along with contact information found right in the center of your screen here. So we always like to begin with talking about our location and our weather. We are in the northern part of the city of San Diego in an area called La Jolla, minutes from some of Southern California's most spectacular beaches, and roughly 20 minutes from downtown San Diego. Bus transportation comes right to campus along with the San Diego trolley. So the trolley was recently extended. We have 2 stations on campus now, which links us with the rest of the city. The trolley even goes all the way to the US-Mexican border in San Ysidro. So it really does link us not only with downtown San Diego, but with San Diego overall. And it really makes our students less reliant on cars for public transportation, as all students are eligible to receive a U-Pass, which gives them unlimited access to public transit in the county. You can also see the weather on your screen there. I always joke and say we have the Goldilocks of weather because it's never too hot and it's never too cold. The average temperature in the summer is about 77 degrees and the average temperature in the winter is about 66, mid-60s. In terms of our size, we are a large campus at 1,200 acres. To give you an idea, that's nearly twice the size of Central Park in New York City. Now, most of our undergraduate population, our housing, classes are all in the central part of campus, so you don't need to be traversing all 1,200 acres unless you really want to. Now, switching over to majors, we have over 140 spread across 8 different disciplines or 8 academic schools as shown on your screen. Everything from the sciences, engineering, to fine arts and social sciences. We also have some majors that are called capped. That means they have a capacity limit. We see a disproportionate amount of applications for certain majors, specifically the ones that are shown on the left-hand side of your screen. We have those capacity limits because we want to make sure students that are those majors are able to enroll and register for the courses that they need. So we cap the amount of students we admit into these majors. Now, we highly encourage all students interested in a CAP major to list it as their first choice on the UC application, but to also list a second alternate major. If you are a transfer student applying to a capped major or a major that requires screening courses, which will be in a few slides, know there are specific major courses that you will need to complete in addition to the general transfer requirements. And again, I will go into those details in a later slide. Now, if we are unable to offer you admission into your capped major, but we still want to offer you admission, we will go to your second alternate choice. If you did not list an alternate choice, we cannot place you into your CAP major. We will not be able to offer you admission. If you are a transfer applicant applying to an uncapped major, you will automatically be placed into that major if accepted. So the alternate choice really only comes into play if your first choice is capped and if we're unable to place you into that capped major. Now, in terms of rankings, UC San Diego enjoys several top rankings. The academic ranking of world universities recently listed us as 5th best public university in the nation. Princeton Review also recently listed us 5th for best career placement. Some of our top employers for graduates have included Sony, Qualcomm, the World Bank, the UN, and more. Students have the opportunity to be involved with research and internships, and many of our clubs are also geared toward experiential learning. For example, we have a club that is dedicated to the design, fabrication, and testing of open wheel race cars for yearly national competition against other universities. That's just one example of clubs that provide unique ways to test students' theoretical knowledge in real-world settings, but it's definitely my favorite. Now, UC San Diego, we also have something called a co-curricular record. So that's in addition to your official transcript that has your grades. Your co-curricular record will also highlight any leadership roles you've had on campus. If you've published in academic journals or conducted research, those competencies can be added to your official record. I believe it gives our students a unique opportunity when looking for employment or graduate school to have this official record stating not only your grades, but how else you used your time on campus. Now, about 18% of our undergraduate students take advantage of study abroad, and the campus provides a variety of opportunities for students in all areas of study to take advantage of study abroad experiences, whether for a school term or over summer in our global seminars. Now, global seminars are 5-week programs taught by UC San Diego faculty with other UC San Diego students. Examples of some previous courses within our global seminars include consumer behavior taught in Tokyo, the environment and world history in Australia, psychopharmacology taught in Florence, mathematical beauty in Rome, and my personal favorite, jazz taught in Paris. Now, our college system is quite unique. Before I go into detail, a few things I do want to stress. You can be any major at any college. It does not impact your acceptance to the university. It does not impact your acceptance to a capped major. When we are reviewing your application, we do not see how you listed the colleges. It is a completely personal decision that will not impact your acceptance. Now, each college has its own philosophy, which is going to be mirrored in different general education requirements. So the idea is to connect like-minded students that might not be the same major, but we're interested in that same philosophy of that shared college. It's almost like creating a smaller liberal arts style school in this large research-based university, kind of the best of both worlds. Now, as a large campus, we want to make sure you have opportunities to build communities in multiple ways, and this is one of those ways. We feel you'll get to know students in your major organically through classes and research and study groups, but in this way, our college system breaks down our large campus into smaller, more personal and approachable communities. They are vibrant, mixed-use communities that provide housing for first years, along with dining options for everyone, as well as service and convenience retail space that enhance the student experience. Now, if you are a transfer student coming from a California community college and you have earned your AGETSI or Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum, that will clear lower division general education requirements for some, but not all of our colleges. So please make sure to visit our admissions website for more details or talk with an admissions officer if you have specific questions. To recap quickly, each college has their own unique core values, academic advising offices, residential community for first years, dining, traditions, special events, and these core values influence the general education classes you would be required to take. Transfer students might have their lower division general education requirements waived if you have a AGETSI, depending on the college, and transfer students are typically housed together in their own neighborhood on campus. If you are admitted to UC San Diego, your admissions letter will let you know what major you are admitted into, along with your college assignment. One thing I do want to highlight here, you will see there are 8 colleges listed, with 8th College being the newest one right at the bottom there. 8th College, while it looks like it's an option in the UC application, will not be available for transfer students this year. So keep that in mind. You will be really ranking 1 through 7, with 8th College not being a factor. Now, moving on, this slide gives you a snapshot of our campus. You can see our undergraduate profile. We have just above 33,000 students, and about 2/3 of our new students do enter as first year, but we have about 33% of our population be transfer students. And those transfer students come primarily from California community colleges. Roughly 3/4 of our undergraduate population are also from California, but we have students from 45 US states and over 100 countries and regions throughout the world. On your screen here, you can see our average time to degree for both first year and transfers, along with a 95% retention rate. We were officially established in 1960, with the first undergraduate class starting in 1964. So UC San Diego right now has 226,000 alumni and growing worldwide. Now, we offer campus housing for both first year and transfer students. Students who apply by the deadline will have a 2-year housing guarantee, whether you're first year or transfer. First years are housed by college, while transfers usually are living in our transfer-centered living learning communities if you opt to live on campus. Campus housing, dining, and hospitality also offers dozens of restaurants, markets, and food trucks, and can accommodate dietary restrictions, whether you require gluten-free meals, vegan, kosher, or halal. For more information, we definitely encourage you to visit their website on the screen, bottom bottom right there, hdh.ucsd.edu. We have over 500 student organizations on campus, and they vary by interest, including but not limited to academic related, extracurricular, sororities and fraternities, student veteran organizations, commuter organizations, as well as transfer specific organizations. Speaking of sports, I don't know if I highlighted, we do have intramural sports teams, but we also have competitive sports teams. And in fall 2020, we joined the Big West Conference, where we are now competing at the NCAA Division I level. We also have campus events, and some of those campus events we host include big annual events like Meet at the Beach or Sun God Festival, along with happenings that are really sprinkled throughout the school year, such as restaurant crawls, dinner and movie nights, laser tag, trivia, and more. Now, we are the second largest city in California, so our students not only have great opportunities on campus, but there's always something fun to do off campus, whether it's related to culture, art, or recreation. It's just a bus or trolley ride away from campus. You can see some of the attractions from the city on your screen here, and the picture is one of Balboa Park. I usually talk about Torrey Pines State Park on this slide, though. It is about 5 minutes from campus. One of the most beautiful hikes in the city, in my opinion. While parts of it are steep, you are going to be rewarded with some beautiful Pacific Ocean views, and you might even run into some of our students conducting some research. Now, on campus, we're really excited that in October of 2022, we will have the UC San Diego Epstein Family Amphitheater open. That is a state-of-the-art performance venue in the heart of campus and is the first in a series of transformational developments designed to create a grand entrance to the campus. The amphitheater invites all San Diegans to experience the unique interdisciplinary integration of art, entertainment, research, and education that really embodies our campus culture. With a capacity for 2,650, the open-air amphitheater will showcase performing arts, featuring local and international talent, as well as campus and community events. When performances aren't happening, the space will serve as an open-air park. And throughout campus, you're going to find our resource centers. Whether you self-identify or are an ally, I strongly encourage you to connect with them. At their heart, they have not only that sense of community, but that resource component as well. So you'll often find libraries and study spaces in these centers, along with that strong sense of community. They often will have internship opportunities as well. So it will give you a chance not only to build your community, but to potentially get some experience that you can add to your resume and your co-curricular record. In terms of transfer requirements, we are a selective campus, so it is often important students exceed those minimum requirements to become a more competitive applicant. The requirements themselves, first and foremost, we consider transfer students only in junior standing, which means you must have a minimum of 60 UC transferable semester units or 90 quarter units completed by the end of spring term before your intended fall term start with us. We also require something called subject requirements for every transfer student. That means you must have already completed 2 English composition courses, 1 transferable course in mathematical concepts and quantitative reasoning, and then 4 courses from at least 2 of the following 3 areas. 1, arts and humanities, 2, physical and biological sciences, and 3, social and behavioral sciences. You also must have a competitive GPA in UC transferable courses and be in good academic standing. Now, earlier when I talked about those capped majors, but also mentioned we just had some majors that required additional major preparation coursework, and that I would talk about it in a few slides. We are at that slide now. So transfer applicants to the specific majors seen on your screen must have minimum major preparation coursework done to be considered for their major. That must be completed by the end of spring term prior to your intended fall start. These majors include anything in biological sciences, chemistry and biochemistry, data science, economics, engineering, environmental systems, geosciences, marine biology, mathematics, oceanic and atmospheric sciences, physics, public health, or learning, studies, and planning. You go to the website that's underneath that, admissions.ucsd.edu/major prep. It will give you the list of the UC San Diego courses that you must have the equivalent of prior to your enrollment with us. Again, major prep must be complete by end of spring term prior to your fall intended start with us. Now, applicants to those majors will be screened for the major preparation courses, those grades earned in those courses, as well as the cumulative GPA. Applicants that do not meet major prep screening, again, will be considered for their alternate major if they meet the campus selection requirements. Transfer applicants are not admitted as undeclared. So if you are applying to a capped major, we strongly encourage you to find an alternate major, ideally one that's not capped, but know if you're applying to a second alternate major that has major preparation required, we will be screening both your first and second major choices to make sure you have those additional requirements met. Again, I encourage you to go on our website. I also encourage you to connect with us if you have more questions. In terms of helpful tools, if you are coming from a California community college, make sure you utilize assist.org. That is the official articulation guideline for the state of California public schools. That means if you need to make sure that the course you're taking is the equivalent to a course we're screening for major preparation, you're going to utilize assist.org. That will also just determine UC transferable courses as well as those major preparation articulations. We also encourage students to get their IGETC. I know I talked about it a little bit earlier. Again, it stands for Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum. It is a mouthful, which is why we abbreviate it. It is a plan that you would pretty much be taking at your community college that, again, completes lower division requirements for some of our colleges. We would also encourage students to create a TAP, which is a transfer admission planner. That's really to plan and track your progress. And you would also be able to receive campus updates about events and resources. So it's just another way for us to be able to connect with you while you're making sure that you're taking all the courses needed and you're tracking your progress. Now on your screen here, you can see our snapshot for the 2022 transfer class. We received 19,700 applications and were able to admit 59% or 11,600 admits. The middle 50% range for the transfer admitted GPA is listed on your screen. Just want to remind you, these reflect the fall 2022 admission pool only, and that every year the applicant pool does vary. Now you can use one application to apply to any or all of our undergraduate campuses here at the University of California. The application is available online beginning August 1st. We do have a new submission period. It is both the month of October as well as November. So you have anywhere from October 1st through November 30th to submit your application. We do encourage students to apply broadly. The application fee is going to be $70 per campus for domestic students and $80 per campus for international. Fee waivers are available through the online application. And if you qualify, it will waive for campus application fees. Now, in terms of the notification period for transfers, it's usually mid-March to May 1st. I should also highlight, you will have to submit something called a transfer academic update if you are applying to us as a transfer student. That means after you submit your application, you're going to be notified that in January, you're going to go back into your application. You're going to share with us what your fall grades were and what your in-progress spring coursework is. That is required for transfer students because we need to see what those fall grades were and what your actual in-progress spring coursework is before a decision can be made. If you do not do this, you will get emails from us. So just in case you forget, we will notify you. So make sure you are consistently checking your email throughout the application process. Now, I mentioned transfers usually receive their decisions anywhere from mid-March to May 1st. We will notify you via email that there has been an update to your applicant portal, and then you have until June 1st to let us know if you decide to accept your offer of provisional acceptance. In terms of financing your education, this slide shows an estimated budget for the 2022-2023 academic year. The breakdown shows the variance depending on the student's living situation. Please keep in mind there is a non-resident tuition amount added for students outside of California at $31,026, and that is the bottom line there for you. The cost of attendance minus gift aid, which consists of grants and scholarships, equals the net cost to the individual student. We also have something here called the tuition stability plan. That provides you and your family the comfort of knowing your tuition rate will stay the same for up to 6 years, allowing you to plan financially without any surprises along the way. You will still pay the applicable campus fees, which are not included in the policy. What is included are tuition, student service fees, non-resident supplementary tuition, and what is not included are campus-based fees. We encourage you to go to our website, fas.ucsd.edu, for some more information. Now, we do have scholarships, grants, loans, and work study. We encourage students to apply for financial aid using either FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, or the California DREAM Act application. Those are available October 1st with a priority deadline on March 2nd. We also have a few different opportunity programs. One is called the Blue and Gold Opportunity Program, and that is the University of California's commitment to California residents who have a total family income below $80,000 and meet the following requirements. California residency, submitting the FAFSA or Cal DREAM Act, along with the Cal Grant GPA verification form by March 2nd, being your first 4 years of attendance at a UC or first 2 years as a transfer, and meet basic requirements for UC grant aid. Now, UC tuition will be covered by grant scholarships for those California students from families with incomes of less than $80,000 who have that financial need. Again, that's called the Blue and Gold program. We also have the Native American Opportunity Plan. Some of the stipulations for that are California residency, and your in-state tuition and student service fees will be covered. It does not include campus fees, housing, meals, book supplies, transportation, and other personal expenses. The UC application for admission also doubles as a scholarship application. You can request to be considered for up to 16 specific scholarships on the UC application. We also have merit-based scholarships that you will automatically be considered for if admitted. We also encourage you to look for outside scholarships. Some search engines we recommend are fastweb.com and collegeboard.com. Again, if you have financial aid questions, I strongly encourage you to connect with our financial aid office, as they are great resources for you. Now, in terms of connecting with us, you can see a few different websites on your screen here. We have events, we have tours on campus. You can also subscribe to receive email updates. So please feel free to visit any of those websites and follow up with us there. But we also want you to explore the campus even if you can't physically come. So we have virtual tour options, and you can access that on the website shown on your screen. And finally, we are on social media, so please feel free to connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at UCSD Admissions. You can hashtag us at Future Triton. We are also on YouTube at UC San Diego Admissions, and there is a ton of helpful information on all of these social media tools, especially YouTube. Otherwise, please feel free to connect with us with any questions you might have. You can see our email along with our contact information again and our website on the screen. I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you found this session helpful. And again, please connect with us with any questions throughout your application process. Thank you and have a great day.